In real life friends of social media influencers, what is it like? I dated one. Not super popular, but followers in the 100k range last time we spoke. I remember a lot of getting ignored and only receiving nice gifts, acts of kindness when they could post about it. Asking me to go to nice places they didn't drive, only to leave me on a bench somewhere while they took pictures. Huge strain on the relationship, especially when they started to get bigger and there was more demand for content. This is one of the reasons why I don't watch those charity, acts of kindness videos. You know for a damn fact they only do it when the camera is rolling. She hasn't come to anything I've invited her to in 5 years, because she only goes to events that further her business. Regularly says things like, "We're all using each other for something." Sometimes she texts me the same exact thing word for word over a couple of days, and it's obvious she just copy, pastes the same thing and sends it to all of us and then forgets who she has sent it to. She still reaches out to me multiple times a year and claims I'm one of her best friends, but it sure doesn't feel like it. I've told her as much, but she just says this is my life now, my business comes first, and if you can't accept that, then I guess you're not a real friend. I worked with YouTube influencers in my last job with an agency that paired sponsors with these celebrities. I basically did the grunt work like insuring hotels, plane tickets, getting coffee, running errands and meeting with the talent to ensure they were where they needed to be. For example, events, conferences, trade shows, parties or whatever. Over time you make friends with others who are in those positions, especially when you're running errands for some entitled pseudo-celebrity. The nicest YouTubers were the animators, always calm and understanding. The worst were the family vloggers. I've met all the big ones and I never met one that wasn't a completely different person off camera. The kids are always spoiled and no one disciplines them, so they're running around breaking things or acting like idiots. And no one can yell at them lest their influencer parents find out. Close second is makeup YouTubers. I would read a whole thread of your stories. Count me in too. Might as well make a video blog about it. How about a family vlog with makeup tutorials also? It's annoying as frick. One of my buddies is constantly filming everything we do and posting it. It's to the point where people walk up to me on the street and ask me about him because they've seen me in his posts. I have no idea who they are. It dominates everything he does and has severely impacted his personal relationships. He can't keep a girlfriend and it's clearly related to this obsession of his. He does occasionally get some cool stuff out of it though. After pretty much kicking him out of my life, because I do not want to be continually posted online, we've come to the understanding that when he's about to take a pic or video, he hands me the phone so I'm not in the shot. Works okay for me. I've had the same experiences. It feels like being thrust into a job you didn't really sign up for. Didn't sign up for, don't get paid for, don't want to do and don't think should exist in the first place. I can see you've put some thought into this. One of the reasons I don't get the influencer job. It's a 24/7 job. You can't go home after a long day and leave work alone till tomorrow. Constantly have to get the good stuff for views. That sounds so stressful and draining. Especially family vloggers. Fuck that. Family vloggers are the worst. All I see is just one big facade. Friends with a high profile athlete who is pretty popular on Insta. He is always on the phone. Never leaves in the moment. If we are doing anything fun, well, it basically didn't happen unless the world knows about it. It's just annoying. I can't imagine living for the approval or satisfaction of others. I was with a guy at Coachella. He has a pretty good following on IG. He posted something while we were watching a concert and could not look away from his phone. I asked him when he'd eventually put his phone away and he said he would when he got over 1,000 likes. I couldn't believe it. I know a wannabe influencer. She will reply to her own posts from her husband's account praising herself. Then she will reply to those posts as herself thanking him. It's hilarious, like Inception for Facebook. There's a neighborhood blogger and failed Republican politician in my city who does this on his blog comments and Facebook pages. But he makes up haters too. He frequently forgets to change account, so you'll see his admin account insulting him, and then another account will respond as him. It's actually hilarious to watch. As a gay black man. God, that shoot was freaking hilarious. I'm not sure if this counts as an influencer. but one of my close friends is a smallish music streamer on Twitch. If I said her username you probably wouldn't know her, but she's successful, popular enough to where she makes a comfortable living from streaming. She's been doing it for several years now and it hasn't changed her at all. If anything, she's now just more willing to pay for stuff when we all hang out because of her newfound disposable income. Yay for success. Smallish music streamer on Twitch. Please forgive my ignorance as I may be an old. Does this mean she listens to music on camera while other people watch her, or does she play her own music on camera while other people watch her? I thought most Twitch streamers were playing video games on camera, so maybe I need a brief description of what's going on there. I mostly watch occasional beauty tutorials on YouTube and am unfamiliar with WTH is going on with Twitch, wherever that is. She plays music live on Twitch. From what I've seen of YouTubers donating to streamers, it's people playing music with an instrument more often than singing. Sometimes they will play requests, but it's kinda almost like hanging with someone doing their instrument practice. Sad. In the beginning they started because they got offers from brands, because they were so popular on Instagram and it was a lot of fun for them. Now they don't ever post pictures or videos without a filter. Rarely ever like a picture on the first try, and don't you dare post any pictures of them without getting their approval for it. Imagine trying to get a group picture with all of your friends for your birthday, but having you take almost 100 shots to get one that your influencer friend is happy with. Also, in the beginning I would like and comment on all of their posts, but now that's not enough. They expect me message it others, share it on my stories and my page. Something about new rhythms and likes not being important anymore. I hate posting stuff to my page, but I do it anyway to be supportive. It is so tiring. They do get free things sometimes though that they sometimes share with me. Not worth it in my opinion. My cousin is a wannabe influencer. She kept denying family photos at a birthday party, so her mum told to just not be in the pictures anymore. LMAO. Idiot got a reality check. That would be my response too. Okay fine, I'll take one more picture, but it's getting posted. Either you can be in it and not get to see how the picture turned out until you see it on Facebook, or you can step out. My husband and I have the same rule. You get 3 tries at a photo, and if you still don't, it's then tough. That's how you look today. But we're also not people who make money off of appearances, so maybe we can't understand. 2 of my distant cousins. They are sisters and are relatively well-known YouTubers. I remember the first time I met them. I was 9 years old and saw that one of them was fiddling with a program on her laptop. I asked her what it was, and she showed me her editing software. Thinking back, it was probably iMovie, and basically told me about how she records videos and posts them to YouTube, and that she had about 5,000 subscribers. She was really passionate and excited about it, and it seemed like she could go on and on for hours. I don't think she got paid a penny. I thought it was cool at the time, but didn't think much of it. Just a hobby, I figured. Fast forward almost 10 years and she has nearly 9 million subscribers, lives in a beautiful house in LA, and makes more money than anyone else her age could dream of. Her sister graduated college, but she saw her success and fell into the same influencer trap as well, because that's where the money was. So they both influence full time and have a whole team of people to do editing, assistant work, PR, managing, etc. I would say the most obvious thing is that the first sister I talked about seems to have lost touch with reality, simply because she's been doing this for so long. She acts much younger than her age to get views and maintain relevancy, and she's gotten very used to living a privileged life. So much so that she frequently complains about how difficult her job is, when there is no doubt in my mind that, if it were to all disappear tomorrow, she'd be like a deer in headlights working something like a 9-5. Considering she doesn't even edit her own videos or set up her own camera, she has hardly a thing to complain about, especially sitting in front of your vlog camera and crying to the people who are watching your videos and essentially paying your bills about how stressful your job is. I mean, this girl literally has an assistant to fetch her coffee and salads, as if she has no time to do it herself. Maybe having an assistant is just an influencer or status thing to do. She leads a very spoon-fed life, and seems to frequently forget it. Fortunately, the college graduate sister is very down to earth, and even she seems to acknowledge the ridiculousness of the whole thing. But at the end of the day, they are doing very well and I will always wish them the best. I just find myself wondering how much longer it will last for them. Sorry for the long post. Hope it was an interesting read at least. This comment has like 10 different replies guessing which LA-based YouTube sisters OP might be describing. Kind of goes to show how generic and numerous these types of YouTubers are. I'm still under the impression that a personal assistant is mostly a status thing. My ex-girlfriend is part of high society, from a well-known political family. Her dad always said you don't need bodyguards or personal assistants. He was the head honcho of the family. All the uncles, aunts, and cousins had personal assistants even though they weren't nearly as busy. A lot of them had personal assistants and they didn't even have jobs, so they used them more like a butler. I totally understand having a secretary, but not a personal assistant. I think if you're legitimately busy, having someone like a valet to take care of some stuff makes some sense. Before COVID I was traveling half my life and trying to balance a bunch of social events and various board meetings when I was home. I was perfectly capable of dealing with it myself, though it could be stressful at times. There were definitely occasions where I asked my wife if I could hire a valet like Jeeves from the Woodhouse stories. Just having someone to make sure there's fresh food in the house when I get back from travel. Maybe take better care of my suits and nice clothes than I do. Someone to pleasure my wife when I'm gone. Oh wait. No, maybe not that. In any case, a gentleman's gentleman. Though I suppose it's a bit presumptuous to think I'm a gentleman in the first place. But it's a nice fantasy.